Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, powerhouse kings and queens, I'm ZJP Goggins, I'm a Frag freak, and welcome back to another edition. Today I've got for you a unisex fragrance. Now, normally I say I have for you today a fragrance from the house of, but it's a bit different and strange with this one because it's a celebrity. I'm going to tell you the name of that celebrity. She is called Sarah Jessica Parker. Now you're going to be like, isn't that vertically enhanced, slightly angular woman from Sex and the City? Yes, it is. And I know her line of fragrances very well from the line of work I'm in. But this one is different. This one is unique. The fragrance of which I speak is none other than Sarah Jessica Parker Stash Unisex Eau de Parfum. This is a 2016 release. And I'll get it out here. The box is very nice. The presentation is fantastic. It comes in this little cloth pouch here with the name of the branding on there. There's a couple of drawstrings here. I'll take it out. Excuse me about the sniffling. I've got a little bit of a cold at the moment. And here it is. Now, I've forgotten my tester strips, but I'll do it without the tester strips. Hey.
Wing it, Zoop, wing it!
Now, like I said, 2016 release. This is an eau de parfum concentration, and yes, it is unisex. The bottle is extremely nice. I think this is inspired by apothecary bottles, sort of medicinal chemist type affairs. So it's almost like a medicine bottle. That's what the inspiration came from, according to what I've read. While called a unisex fragrance, a lot of reviewers are saying that this one is very masculine. I would partially agree with that, but the thing is, I think this smells better on women than it does, at least on me. And I do agree with it being unisex. It definitely retains a masculine edge. I mean, it's to me, it's more masculine, in fact, than it is a feminine fragrance. But it develops on the skin on females, obviously, with the female chemistry, making it, I think, from my personal experience, slightly better on women. So, it's quite a complicated notes listing. So I'm going to give you what Fragrantica say about it up here, and then I'm going to give you what base notes say about it up here. And I don't mean complicated as in there's loads of the notes, but they're very diverse and different notes in there. I'll give you what I think about it as well. The note breakdown is one thing, and what it actually comes to as an overall smell is another, isn't it? So I'll give you what I think of it. I was going to spray some on a tester. I'm not wearing it today because it's something that I really have to be in the mood to wear, you know. But the smells that I get from it it's predominantly woodsy. It's got quite a strong patchouli element in here. It's got a resinous kind of incensey vibe to it as well. There is an underlying sweetness in here, but it's almost like a hidden sweetness. I can't say that it's like a sugary sweetness or a honeyed sweetness or a vanillic sweetness or any of those things. It doesn't seem to be something I can pinpoint, but it seems to be a sweetness which is garnered from a multiple of other ingredients. It seems to develop its own type of sweetness. It's a bit mysterious and strange like that. The whole thing is mysterious and strange. It's deep, it's dark, it is mysterious, it is strange. It's exceptionally unique, really, seriously. This one, there's nothing that I can directly compare it to. I can say that it's in the same ballpark as, and I will do, I'll say it's in the same ballpark as the modern formulation of E. Saint Laurent Opium. Now, E. Saint Laurent Opium has a very pronounced sort of clovey thing, and I get a slight anise smell in that one, which this one doesn't have, but it's got that sort of churchy, slightly mature kind of incensey, resinous, dark, thick kind of thing to it, you know. So the smell is a bit difficult to describe, but I've done the best I can there. Okay, so woodsy, the woods in here, there's two listed. One is a Masoya wood. Well, I'll go for the simple one first. There's Atlas cedar in this one, or cedar wood anyway. So that's like basically a woods in the composition. And then there's one called Masoya wood, which I actually had to look up. It's a wood which is meant to have elements of like coconut and a slightly milky sort of aspect in here. Now I get the coconut, definitely. There's that kind of, it smells almost like the outside of a coconut rather than the coconut flesh, almost like that kind of dry, slightly woody. You know that when you break a coconut and you can smell that sort of brown side of the coconut, that kind of thing. Also quite strongly in here is like a vetiver type of smell, so that adds to the woodsiness as well, and it's like grassiness. There's a herbal aspect to this as well. I think it's either something like it's sage in here or something like that. Anyway, I'm not going to try and be too picky and pro or whatever about but there is definitely a herbal aspect in here. So it's herbal, it's woody, it's incensey, it's resinous, so it's got that kind of like churchy almost kind of incense vibe to it. I'll go into some of the aspects of performance now. I'll tell you about the sillage, projection and longevity. Now for people who are regular fragrance enthusiasts and stuff, they'll know what all those things are. I know there's a few people on my channel who are kind of casual watchers and may not know those terms. So longevity, there's a clue in the word. Longevity is how long the fragrance lasts for. The projection is how, I'll put this down because I don't want to throw it across the room, is how big the smell is, how much it radiates off your skin, how much it bursts away from you, how big the fragrance is, okay? And sillage is a French word meaning trail or wake, and that is the trail that it leaves behind you as you walk or as you move around. So when you walk past somebody in the street and you smell their fragrance as they walk by, that's their sillage. It's a trail, okay? So first of all, we'll go longevity. Longevity is very, very good. This one lasts for a long time. I'm not going to put a time on it because it depends on your skin. It depends on how much you use. It depends on where you spray it. It depends on lots of things, but it's good, okay? Then projection, it's a bit of a difficult one for me to explain because I can put this one on and I'm thinking to myself, it's not so strong, is it? But I've got house nose. Anybody else get house nose when you put your fragrance on and you think it's not very strong and then you go outside and it is because you've got your stale air inside that. You might have some aspect of non-moving air inside the house, and you can smell all the things around you and stuff like that as well, and you've become accustomed to the smell a tiny bit instantly, and then you go outside and all of that fresh air hits you and blah blah blah. So the actual projection on it, I think, is definitely good. It's going to range between moderate to extremely good, okay? It depends again on a load of other factors. Then the sillage is where this one comes into its own. Let me tell you a mini story about this. Of course I'm going to tell you a mini story. It wouldn't be a Zoopy fragrance without a Zoopy fragrance, my own fragrance. It wouldn't be a Zoopy video without a little story, would it? So a friend of mine, well, a friend of my wife's actually, as it happens, she's a friend of mine as well, of course she is, was wearing this one time. I was with my wife and we went out and we met this woman in the street, and my wife started talking to her, and she's about 6 to 8 feet away from me outside, right? And I came into the conversation and I said, Sarah Jessica Parker, Stash. And she said, how did you know? I said, I'm a pro. She said, it shows. I said, thanks, ho. I didn't. She's a lovely lady. Hi, Sarah. How you doing? All right? So I could smell her from a long way away, and that was just from, outside. So the sillage is absolutely fantastic. When I've worn this one before, I've gone out, and then I've come back in again, and I could smell it down in the hallway. Not even where I've applied it, but in our communal hallway that I shared with my neighbour, right? So, and that was 20 minutes later. I'd gone down to the corner shop, come back, and on the way in I could smell it. And obviously I could still smell it on myself, but I could smell it in the air as I came back in again. So the sillage is incredible. It's a really, really nice one. This one is fantastic. Now, when I wear this, I have had a few compliments. I've had one compliment on this before, but I've also had comments where it wasn't necessarily a compliment, but people have said, what is that you're wearing? But I think just in general, men, if you do wear this, you're going to get some responses like,
"Oh my word, you are so alluring. May I take you home and smell you?"
and ladies, if you'd wear this, I promise you, you're going to get some responses like,
"Oh yeah, baby, come here, let me sniff ya."
so it's a fantastic fragrance. I really do think it is. And I'm going to tell you about where you can get this for an absolutely stunning price. Now, the place that I'm talking about, I happen to work there, all right? So I'm going to include a link at the end because I don't want to do any blatant, whoremongering of my own store. But along the way, I will include a few minor clues as to where that place might be. Because at that place you can purchase this for £17. 17 UK pounds, which is cheaper than you can find it anywhere, including online. Okay? And when this stuff does become or stop being available at this place I'm talking about, people are going to be like, do you remember when you used to be able to get that for £17? And now you can't anymore, and its price has skyrocketed, and it's almost like a collector's item, and people are talking about it being niche quality. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. At least the where to get it part. Alright? So, you can thank me in the comments and send me stuff if you want to. You can PM me somehow if you want to, and I'll arrange something. You can, sweeten the deal. Whatever. I'm going to leave it there for now on that one. This one has been completely improvised all the way through, by the way. Sometimes I kind of mentally rehearse them slightly. There's only one or two of those bits in there, and the rest of it's just completely made up. But, I'm sure you're used to that, and hopefully you like it. So, safe man, chill out, enough respect, and I will catch you next time. Sweet. Oh, I nearly got up then, which I sometimes do, but this time I'm going to go back to my meditations, alright?